Oh boy, the play A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge. That's a loaded question. How did I come up with the concept for A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge? Well, where do I start? Well, let me just start at the beginning. A lot of my followers, they know that they know the story. I created Dark Skin Activism, which is the first platform, never been done before me, never heard of before, brand new for dark skin, called Dark Skin Activism back in 1998. Now, I say that because we see people talking about colorism. It's very generic now. There's nothing, it's not organic. Talking about colorism and dark skin. But in 1998, there was no dark skin activist, and there was no one speaking about dark skin. There was no social media. None of it existed. And I was desperately looking for someone to do what I do now. And the person did not exist. So in 1998, I got an opportunity to speak at St. Petersburg College during Harambe, which is African American History Month. And I decided that I'm going to talk only about dark skin because, again, this new, like it's like creating something from scratch that was never created before, like giving birth to a baby, a human being that was never born into the world before. And that's what happened with dark skin activism. And I began to develop it into, even though people were saying this was crazy, there was a lack of support from people because it was new to them. People were afraid to talk about dark skin. No one was doing what I was doing. So I created Dark Skin Activism, and then I began to, as a part of Dark Skin Activism, to develop it, of course. And I wrote books. I've written more books than anybody in the world on dark skin. And again, I've been doing this since 1998. And I have to say this because I need to, for people to understand, to differentiate. They need to understand the origin story and not just look at what they're seeing online or on television, things that are sort of conjured up. But this comes from an organic place of me actually creating where it didn't exist. So in 98, I gave birth to Dark Skin Activism, which, wasn't never done before. And then I began to write books. So I've written more books in the world than anybody in the world on dark skin. My books include A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, which you asked about how I came up with the concept of a dark skinned woman's revenge. And I'm just giving you the backstory here, trying to give it to you as quickly as possible. A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, there's a book and a play version that I actually wrote the play back in 2006, but I'll get back to that. My other books include Darkism, 25 Ways Dark-Skinned People Are Discriminated Against. My latest book is called How to Be the Hottest Dark-Skinned Chick on the Planet. My other book is called Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment. Yes, there's so many. A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, the Rashida Strober story. There's just so many, and I'm continuously writing and creating. And so those are the books and those are the plays. And I began doing what I call darkism talks. I actually coined the word darkism to mean the discrimination that dark-skinned people face. So in 2006, I wrote a play called A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, the Rashida Strober story. Again, all this predates what's going on social media and television now, because this is what I have been doing for years from an honest, organic place. And people enjoyed that play so much that I decided to write a sequel back in 2006 called A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge. And it is a one-woman play where I play 5 characters, and I tell these wonderful stories that, again, and everybody that's seen the play, they're like, wow, because it's something, the struggle of the dark-skinned woman before this play was not articulated. Like, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge is actually the first play in history to actually articulate the struggle that dark-skinned women face. It created the groundwork for people to even utter anything about dark skin right now. So back in 2006, I wrote the play, and I have been doing performances on the Dark Skin Activist Tour that I created at that time in 2006 ever since. And so, for more history on the dark skin activist myself, Rashida Strober, and how I created the first platform for dark skin to speak about colorism and all these things way back in 98, you can go to my website, darkskinactivist.com. Once again, that's darkskinactivist.com. And thank you for asking me such great questions. I'm really enjoying this.